Hey, what's up, guys? Nullrage here, taking a look at the quality of life changes made to Psylocke. Hop in and have a look. First things first, let me check on her synergies. I believe they are still the same. But just in case, let's see. Yeah, 3% mental damage and 3% physical damage remains the same. Alright, 1 point in every skill, no gear. Let's go over here and have a look. Oh, magic. You gotta go away. Sorry. There we are. Alright, baseline. Baseline achieved. Alright, the changes from what I've seen are pretty extensive. First things first, her whole, like, having to use certain abilities to generate a resource to use on other abilities thing is completely gone. And now her little bar here refers to her psionic barrier, absorbed 25% of incoming damage and is regenerated while attacking enemies. That's pretty cool. I don't know where that's coming from. We'll find a passive that's associated with later, I'm sure. Psionic Constructs tree, we're going to go ahead and start with that. Psy Strike here is now just straight up, uses spirit cost. Mental damage, 40% per consecutive strike, so it still does the increased damage the more times you hit with it. Let's have a look. It's pretty cool. Looks like I got some kind of passive giving me a dot. Shadow Dash. Alright, before we use Shadow Dash, let's talk about Psionic Projection, because this seems like a pretty big change here. Your ability to manipulate your enemies is enhanced, leaving behind a psionic decoy to confuse your enemies whenever you vanish from stealth. From sight. Wow, okay. Stealth and summon. It's got an active effect to give you a little bit of stealth. But the main thing is now it has a passive effect. Create a shadow decoy of yourself whenever you use a stealth power, up to a maximum of 3. Cooldown is 2 seconds. So it's sort of like Loki's teleport blink thing that also stealths him and summons a decoy. There's the health and defense, 150% of Psylocke. Summon duration is 8 seconds, and here we go. Shadow decoys will mimic your powers. On Shadow Dash, it's going to do some damage. It's going to mimic Katana Typhoon as well. It's going to mimic Assassinate. Oh man. And Falling Lotus Strike. Falling Lotus Strike I used a lot, and oh man, if it mimics Assassinate, this is going to get fun. All right, so I wanted to go over that before we go with Shadow Dash, because now when we use Shadow Dash, you can see it summons a copy here, and that copy will also dash along with me. You can have up to 3 of them. I think we got 2 right now. The more you dash around, the more you'll summon them. By the way, this Shadow Dash is so much improved from what our other movement abilities were previously. That's awesome. Love this Shadow Dash now. Alright, then we've got Psy Knife, your basic melee. Restore your psionic barrier per hit. Now this, I guess this stacks on top of the basic psionic barrier restoration. Let me go over here. Let me get hit for a second. Hello, hit me. Ow, that hurts. Okay, there's some damage.
Fighting.
Yeah. So you saw the barrier going down there, and I've got no gear on, so I'm pretty squishy right now. Something's regenning me a lot. We'll find out about that in a minute. May have been my med kit. That was probably my med kit. I did pop a med kit there. Alright, now we've got telekinetic prowess. Increases your psionic barrier regeneration effects by 2%. Gives you some damage rating and some damage rating versus enemies not targeting you. There's a scaling on that. And when you deal damage while your psi barrier is over 50%, you'll do a dot. That's really nice. I like that. That's if you're in stealth, that's almost 800 damage. Well, 900 and some change damage rating there. With a dot, that's pretty cool. I like that. All right, we went over psionic projection. Let's do psi thrust. Have I got this on a skill yet? There it is. Lunge forward with your psi knife outstretched, stunning enemies in your path. It's going to do some mental damage, and when you hit an enemy, your next attack restores a high percent of your psionic barrier. Does the percentage that it restores? Yeah, wait, maybe. I don't know. It's listed in there, but it doesn't look like the number increases. That may be a oversight. I mean, it's listed in the next rank, so I would assume that the amount that the next attack restores will increase with levels put in, points put into the skill. It is not a basic. Duh, because it's a movement power. I don't know why I was... Anyway, just ignore me. Just ignore me. Moving on. It's still a very short range kind of skill. The longer your mouse is away from it, the further your mouse is, the further you'll go. But it's sort of hard to use. If you're up attacking somebody though, yeah, the combination of psi knife here, restoring some psionic barrier, and psi thrust here could keep your barrier pretty much at max all the time. Alright, now we've got assassinate, dash to an enemy and drive your psi blade through their back, quickly dispatching them. Mental damage, execute mechanic, and increased damage while stealth or invisible. Whee! Oh, it's got a cooldown. Okay. Alright, let's dash around a bit and get some of these summons out. Alright, so I got 3 of them out, and they all go with me for that assassinate. That's really cool. I like that mechanic. In fact, I might have to find a way to stack some summon duration on her, just so that those stay out and mimic my abilities more often. That's really cool. Maybe even some summon damage. Summon build Psylocke. Oh, that'd be crazy. Okay. Ninja Assassin is our next tree. Let's go ahead and put this there. There. Go. And there's all the skills. Alright. Ninjutsu Strike. Physical damage. Damage when you use a stealth power. Just straight up whenever you use a stealth power. Is it damage plus 50% for 6 seconds when you use a stealth power? I believe that applies only to this skill. It's not a buff that you gain or anything like that. It just, this skill will do more damage after using a stealth power. Alright. Now what did I replace? Probably that one. Okay. Falling Lotus Strike. Twirl through the air with your katana, leaving enemies in half with a flash of your blade on landing. Now I love this skill in the beginning because of the animation, so good. Yes, still has the same amazing animation, still applies that bleed, and if I dash around a bit and get a few of those summons, then they all jump with me. Oh, that is so cool! Okay. I'm gonna stop geeking out. Moving on, Deadly Assassin. This is a toggle. Initially it gives you some passive crit damage, crit rating. Restore 2 spirit when you critically or brutally strike. She's not gonna have any spirit issues. Defense rating for 8 seconds when you use a melee power. Cool. And while toggled on, base physical damage is increased by 20%, but the spirit cost of all of your physical powers is increased by 15%. Worth. Totally worth. So if you're doing physical, then this is a really good passive and toggle. Alright, next up we've got Tsunami Slash. Tsunami. Yeah, I just said it that way. What you gonna do about it? Sweep your katana, projecting forward a shockwave of wind to slow your enemies. Physical damage. Damage per remaining psi barrier. Wait, what? Okay, so the higher your psi barrier, the more damage it does. Okay, got it. It's also going to slow. There you go. And I believe this was another one that... Nope, nope, not this one. Not the Tsunami Slash. I'm gonna keep saying that like that. That's so stupid. It's Katana Typhoon. That's down here. Okay. Kiritsu Gomin, something like that. Unleash lightning fast blows from your katana intended to swiftly dismember and dispatch unsuspecting enemies. It's going to deal 2 hits physical damage, and damage is increased by 50% when you use a stealth power. So, stealth power, and then... Wait a minute.
I know that.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Alright, then we've got Shadow Step. Invisibility. Is it... It gives you... It makes you go invisible. It breaks crowd control. It does some... Yes. It is not tagged as stealth, which is a bit confusing, okay? So, if anybody's, on the dev team watching this, I would... If I were you, I'd, throw the stealth tag in there, just for ease of understanding, because this says... creates a decoy of yourself when you use a stealth power. I know it says invisibility, but different words, different things. Anyway, so it is a stealth power. It's going to send you invisible. It's going to break crowd control. Got it. Katana Typhoon is next in the tree. Swirl your katana in a blur of deadly steel, slicing through nearby enemies. Physical damage. Activating this power does not break stealth. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? I can... Okay, it's not an actual whirlwind. It's got a cooldown on it. But I can be invisible and still use this. It's really cool. Okay, that could get pretty crazy. With the psionic projections here, this could be a really good AoE. Alright, next up we've got the telepathy tree. That's a basic. Nice. Put that there. And you go there. Alright, first things first, psionic assault. Mental damage twice per second, slow and weaken. There you go. It doesn't keep the circle on the ground. The circle shows up at the beginning. Don't mind him. He's not here. He's invisible. You can't see him. Yeah, the circle shows up at the beginning. The dot stays for the full duration. That's pretty cool. I like that. Psi Bolt. Stop that. There you go. Is that a new animation? That's really cool looking. I feel like that's new. At least the explosion around it. Alright. Psionic Vortex. Pulls everybody in, right? Deadly Implosion. Mental damage. And vulnerability. Yeah, I see resists. Normally this would pull them all into the circle. Alright. Now we've got Psionic Resilience. This is probably where that dot's coming from. No, the dot? Oh no, we may have went over it. But I don't remember where that dot's coming from. Let's see. Psionic Resilience gives you some defense rating, some dodge rating. You're able to see people on the mini-map. And when you use a mental power, you and your allies gain Constitution. There's no real damage on this, right? It's just all defense. Pretty good scaling, though. Alright. Psionic Bow. Mental damage, damage when fully charged, damage versus weakened and vulnerables. So you'd want to throw out both of these and then use Psionic Bow? Boom, boom.
Expect no mercy.
That's really cool. I'm usually not a fan of charge up abilities, but that one's alright. Crossbow Construct, mental damage, damage against weakened and vulnerable foes is increased. Nope, that was the wrong ability, that's the SIG. We'll talk about that in a minute, you didn't see that. Alright. There's the crossbow. It's got a little psychic crossbow there. It does use some spirit. What's her, get her spirit back, she'd have to do that. Okay. Right, and the SIG, we saw it just a second ago, it seems to be about the same as it used to be, except now it interacts with the new psionic barrier mechanic. Damage per butterfly, butterflies created 25. Restores 5% of your maximum psionic barrier per second. How long does it last? It doesn't say a duration. So I guess just, you know, until it generates all its butterflies. It's an unknown duration right now. Psycho Blast. Well, let's use. We just saw it, but let's go ahead and use it again. There we go. Mini butterflies, handle it. Alright, Psycho Blast is next. Mental damage. Enemies who are both vulnerable and weakened are dealt damage twice and are stunned. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. But if I pull everybody in and then weaken them and then hit them with that, then they take damage twice and they're stunned. That is a lot of AoE damage between these three abilities right here. That's really cool. Right, so that's it for all of her skills. Let's have a look at her ultimate. Mental damage twice per second. It's going to slow people. Buff effect, generate 25% psionic barrier per second, and gain damage rating. It doesn't give me a, you know, I guess it does. A buff duration 20 seconds. There we go. Okay, I'm just not seeing it. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Same as it was before, just now it interacts with the psionic barrier a bit. And there you go, guys. That is Psylocke, or there we go. There's Psylocke. If there's anything I've missed, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I hope you have enjoyed this look at her quality of life update. If so, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. You know, share the video, all that jazz. I will see you guys in the next one. By the time this is up, there's probably videos of Nova, Cyclops 52 review, and Ghost Rider's quality of life update. So check those out if you're interested in such things. I will see you guys later. Until then, take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.